Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Sunday late afternoon and slash early evening, I guess, episode of Ted's Booze Cellar with me, your most gracious host, Ted, the premier alcohol review show here on YouTube. Now, it is currently 4 on the 15th of November 2020. Hope I'm finding you all in a good state of affairs, and if I'm not, then I hope things improve for you very, very promptly. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at another Belgian fruit beer, similar to the one we reviewed yesterday. Now, the one yesterday was kind of a mock-up of a Kriek-style Belgian cherry beer that we got from Marks & Spencer's, which is a very big supermarket chain here in the UK. It was pretty good, I feel, but it wasn't really quite the real McCoy. You know, it was a good imitation, but it wasn't quite as good as the actual thing. So today we're going to go back to the roots a little bit of Belgian fruit beers, and today we're going to be taking a look at a beer by, I think, the brewery that we first ever reviewed a Belgian fruit beer from here on this channel, and that is Lindemans, which is a Belgian fruit beer brewery that was established way back in 1822. And this is their Cassis lambic beer, which is a blackcurrant flavoured lambic beer. Now, some of you OG viewers may remember when we reviewed a lambic apple beer by Lindemans, and that was pretty damn good. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this because their track record with me has been pretty good. This is 3.5% alcohol volume, 35.5 centilitres. Got it for £4.49 from the Wine Barrel on Western Road in Hove, which I think for a bottle of this size for like a unique flavoured like imported beer is pretty reasonable, to be fair. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. And yeah, it is a cork top bottle, and I made an almighty mess of trying to get it open before I started the episode. Well, I tried recording this one time, but yeah, I then completely forgot I actually had a wine bottle opener in my room, so I should have just used that instead of trying to hack away at the cork with my pair of ruddy old scissors. But yes, so I really like the design of the label. Nice classic regal purple against smooth, sleek, silky silver. So yeah, I'll give the design of the bottle and the label a nice 10 out of 10. Very, very handsome indeed. So there we are. Finally got that bit of cork out. Don't seem to have damaged anything too badly. Yep, seems to all be in good order. So the label and the bottle were a 10 out of 10, but what's the smell going to be like? So, let's give ourselves a good first impression, or hopefully a good first impression anyway. It does smell like sort of lambic beer and blackcurrant, but it has this very sort of distinct sort of like red wine kind of smell. It's very peculiar, actually. It has that sort of like tanginess at the end of your nostrils that you kind of associate with a lot of like classic French and Belgian red wines. Yeah, it's like sort of the after smell of kind of like a rich blackcurrant juice with like a Bordeaux red wine. It's quite an interesting smell, but I like it. Very smooth, a bit sharp, which I can imagine might put some people a little bit off, but I think overall smells lovely. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for the smell. It smells really damn good. So just a quick palate cleanser of water before we get on with the most important part of the video. I always feel it's good to use water to wash out your palate in between your gums and then your tongue as well, just to give yourself an objective starting point to drink the beer from. But anyway, on to the most important part of the video, the tasting. So let's see what this sucker tastes like. So, bottoms up. It's quite a bit more tart than the apple one that I reviewed from these guys in the past. Got a bit of a sour finish as well. It's got sort of like a beer sort of undertone. Like it's got a little crisp, lagery undertone. But the main flavour is kind of like this interesting sort of like light, fizzy blackcurrant wine flavour. Yeah, and the texture, it's sort of, the flavour is more like a light, fizzy blackcurrant fruit wine. but the texture feels more like something like a lambic beer. So I guess they kind of hit the nail on the head for what they were going for. So I mean, the texture is a little bit messy towards the end, and it is a tiny bit sour at the finish, but I think overall the flavour is actually pretty consistent. And it does taste good. Yeah, this does taste good. I think I do prefer Kriek, and I also prefer the apple lambic beer that these guys did a bit more, but I don't know, for what this is, it is pretty good. And I do have a bit of a bias towards Belgian style fruit beers, so I'll give this an 8.5. I don't think it's quite as good as lambic apple beer, and I've definitely had some Kriek style beers that are better than this, but generally speaking, this is still pretty damn good. I feel the things that mainly hold it back is the sheer level of acidity in the finish and the slight over tang, I feel like, throughout the flavour that might put a couple of people off, but I think generally speaking it is still an enjoyable drinking experience. There's only 2 or 3 things I could criticise, like I said: the acidity, the sharp tang, and also the fizziness might put a couple of people off, I feel, maybe. The texture is a bit strange, particularly towards the end, but I feel generally this is a pretty consistently enjoyable drink anyway, though. So I feel pretty happy giving it an 8.5. I feel like if I'm not in the mood, it could possibly be like an 8.35 possibly, but I think 8.5 is about fair, I think. So yeah, I would give this a solid 8.5. Definitely recommend it. Definitely give it a shot at least once. Definitely a buy. Would probably go out of my way to buy again, actually, as part of a collection of Belgian beers. And yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy it as much as I did, if not more so. I think this is probably best as like a pudding beer, or as like a beer at the long day of work, at the end of a long day of hard work. So yeah, very much enjoyable. So if you guys did like this video, leave a like, share and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, leave them in the comment section down below. And if you want to check out anything else I do online, I'll leave the links to my social medias and other YouTube channels in the video description down below. But until next time, have fun, stay safe with whatever you're doing. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Wash your hands, take a mask with you to the shops at the moment. Drink responsibly, know your limits. And I'm going to drink this down before having some Belgian style beef and ale stew later. So, to everyone at home, I'll see you guys next time at the bar on Ted's Booze Cellar. Au revoir.